Hi, Pisces, and happy holidays. All right, what is going on for my beautiful Pisceans? Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Let's see what's going on for you, right? I heard saving the best for last. I love that. All right, what is the karmic thread? Oh, health. Wow, look at that. Some of you really focusing in on your health, maybe starting a new program, or some of you have reincarnated as doctors, nurses. Health is definitely helping those who are in need, for sure. Being empathic, for sure. Also, Kundalini rising. This could be what you're working on, clearing up your chakras. But definitely and unequivocally, they're saying health is wealth. So that forms a lot of, clarity. It really forms a clarity of knowing that what you put into you ingest into your body is, it's like you are what you eat, Okay. So that's a big thing, right? Some of you are becoming more conscious of what we ingest, what you ingest, maybe homegrown, getting started on that. That is definitely a trajectory that's going to be taking place for a lot of people, especially with all of those food recalls and now with the new political system happening come January, there will be a lot of definite changes that are being made out there. Therefore, and thereby, it will create a much needed healing for all of humanity, mankind, but also Pisces, you may have already been ahead of the game because you innately knew your calling. Okay, let's get started. What's happening? So I feel this is like really an inner conflict, inner confusion, inner a disconnect. It's kind of like a disconnect of changing. What was that movie? Oh, they're saying it. It was Gwyneth Paltrow, I think. Maybe not. It was a blonde. Oh, gosh, I don't think it's Paltrow. It was changing places or changing, okay. The premise of the movie, changing places or changing and a blonde. It's not Paltrow, but it was about she was walking into a building and she was using, right, she was going into the building, and I'm trying to remember it and so I don't screw it up. Not Trading Places. She walked into the building, and as she was doing so, her fate, however she was choosing to go into that building, changed her fate. Does that make sense? I have to, if I can find it, I'll link it in the comments section, okay? And so you've decided, for some of you, that things are going to be changing, right? That you want your world to definitely change, And maybe for some of you, I'm just saying, some of you, it may slow down a bit in the month, starting the new year, within the next 2 months, right? It may have already started slowing down. You know, kind of wanting to chill more, lay back, chill with family and friends, and not have this feeling of, you know, oh my God, I have to be here at some, you know, I have to be here and be there, and you don't want to feel that way. You want to have the flexibility. So what's changing is that you're deciding that your world is going to be the way that you envision it, as not being here and there and doing this and that. It's really about, I'm going to let things just happen and unfold in the way it's supposed to, and not maybe be so absorbed with not only the outcome, but how to control it, wanting to control it. I think you're letting go of wanting to control what your world's going to look like in January. I definitely feel that you have this feeling of unease, you know, and so that movie strikes the chord of, you know, we all have choices that we can make, and when the door is, you know, when the evolving doors people come and go, right? Those evolving doors made you choose, like, are you going to make a right or a left, or however you're going to choose determined your fate. But I'm going to go deeper here with that, Pisces. I'm going to go deeper that in another dimension, you're living the other door, the other platform of a dimension where it's completely different. So with that being said, I feel that you might have been deciding to change something in your life, or the change of life, or a direction. You're changing direction. The trajectory is different now. Things are changing. And for some of you, that this feeling of, shit, I hope I'm making the right choice, because I don't want to screw it up. But at the same time, you're living that other choice in another dimension. And some of you don't believe in that, but that's what I hear, and that's what it is. Right? So how we choose, what we choose, whom we choose, is done. And even though this is a Libra card, I could care less. This is about your intuition and knowing. You know already. For some of you that have been following me since whatever, long enough to know that when you're on path, you're not necessarily just living one dimensional life. You're not. You're living many dimensions of life, and choices that perhaps you feel like on earth you're making, you chose one way, but in spirit you're living like many different lives. Got it? You know, so you can take that however you want, but Spirit's saying that. Let's go here deeper. They want me to go a couple more cards. See, I feel like some of you regret, kind of regret choosing and making choices that you have made, even though you knew that the choices that you were making were coming without question. Look, you used your intuition instead of your logic, but it still is hard to deal. It's taken a lot out of you because you're for some of you you're at an impasse. And some of you are saying, wow, had I chose this other job, this other life, it's not a job. I digress. Had I chose this other life, my life would be so different. Some of you don't realize that the choice that you made here right now is actually what you're here to learn, and be that as difficult as it is to say, these are the choices that we make. And they're all fated. Not only the ones that we're here on the earth plane for, but also the optional choice of, going a different route. Because whatever you chose was already fated for you and destined for you to learn from. And as difficult as it's been, and maybe you may have some questions, it's kind of like when you cross over to the other side, maybe some of you have said, because I can tell you I have as well said, okay, so when I get there to the pearly gates, maybe, you're all knowing once your soul ascends. However, you may have questions, even though they're already answered. Maybe that's what you've been thinking about. It's been gnawing at you as why didn't I pick that other life? Or why didn't I choose something different? Why did I choose what I chose? And it really was for you not only to learn from and have to go through, but it was also for your peace of mind, believe it or not. And that also goes for the people that are in your family and your friends, for the betterment of your health overall, right? Health has everything to do with what we ingest, right? The food we eat, the sleep we get, the supplements we take, but they're also with the justice. Also, the flip side of that is the people we hang with, and what we choose to believe and what we choose not to believe. So your world is changing with that Five of Wands first card out. Is like, you need to take that. Okay, wait a second. Let me try to understand it, but even more so than understanding it, knowing that it's already been fated. You could be having deja vu moments. And many of you are on the precipice of the Phoenix rising. Okay. We put our head down. Why? Because are we sad because some things didn't work out? What didn't work out? Was it the choice of where we live? Was it the people that we choose to live with? Are we going as deep as to say, not only the family, but the location of the houses, the people in our lives? Every aspect. Are you, Pisces, in every turn asking, well, why did I pick this mother and or father? Or why did I pick these siblings? Or why did I pick these children? Right? And maybe you're feeling like, I didn't really pick this. I know I couldn't not in my wildest of dreams chosen a certain path. But yeah, you have. And it hasn't been easy, and nor is it easy. Right? So for some of you, the path that you have chosen, right, to have children and have maybe a little furry friend. Some of you may be thinking about having a child, or you have a child, and or having a puppy come into the mix, right? But also in the times that we settle in at night and we lay our head upon the pillow, do we really find the sadness and the gladness in the gratitude of the blessings? Do we look at it as these are blessings, even though it's been, for some of you, a shit show, but we know that we chose it. You have 9, so you're right at and the 6 is a 9 reversed. And I look at numerology in every aspect of that 9 now being a 9, right? So because it's a 6, you have 2 9s, but the third 9, let's just say, follow me, the third 9 became a 6 because you're balancing. You're trying to get your bearings again. These are bearings. You're trying to get your bearings again. So you're going through what I would say as like a mini life review, even though whether you know it or not, you're going through this, and it is the end of the year, right? So, but this goes deeper. This goes much deeper. And when things make us feel as though we could have made better choices, or we say, why didn't we choose this and we chose that, or whatever. Sometimes that inability to feel the control of choice makes us want to have an extra glass of wine. So when a Piscean is in a negative mindset, or thinking this sucks, kinda, and sad at the same time, and then some of these become triggers that affect us, then we do want to indulge in some drinking. But guess what? That drinking then tends to make us is a depressant, right? So, when you wake up in the morning, you're like, well, I feel like shit, right? And nothing's changed. So the Empress is reversed. If you are a mother figure, this is you. Even if you're not a mother figure, what is the Empress reversed is like, you're not yourself right now. You're not feeling like yourself right now. I feel some of you, if I had to put it into simpler terms, it's an identity crisis, because your world is changing. the people in it. A lot of things have slowed down. Some of you are retiring. Some of you realize that because you're retiring, you know, whatever you're going to be living on might not be as, you know, as much as it used to be. I feel some of you will be missing some people if you are retiring. You may be missing some people, but you will stay in touch. But your whole world is almost like turning upside down. It's changing. You may be deciding also, for some of you, within the next 7 to 9 months, getting ready to move. We have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. Oh, that's you. Shit. Hello. That happens to me all the time. All the time. It's like it's staring at you in the face. And that's what happens. That's what that means, spiritually speaking. You're staring at me in the face saying, yeah, I'm not happy, Athena. Yeah. And my whole life is turning upside down. And, you know, the only outlet maybe I have is to have a drink. But even that doesn't in the long term help. So you're telling me, yeah, you're telling me. I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but I do realize that some of the things that I have gone through has been, you're saying this, has been not of my choosing. Some of you definitely know that the gray hawk or hawks are your totem spirit animals, which is the Holy Spirit. Wow. See, this is what I'm saying. Your whole world is being turned upside down. And it's not, I just, you know, I don't feel that it's not that you didn't intuitively know that things were going to massively change for you, you know, but I feel like, you know how, it's like this. It's like, let's just use retirement, because I did hear retirement. You know you're retiring or you're leaving a job, whatever, right? You know you're leaving a job. And you're going to miss these people, even though they're pains in your ass, right? And up to that point of the date of resignation or retirement, whatever it is, up to that date, you know, you already have kind of checked out. It is like that happens also in relationships. When especially a woman, we have women here, a woman and or a man, whatever, is ready to take themselves out of a job, a relationship, a life that they've known for so long, you know, as the due date of that changes and it gets closer, things start, you know, falling away. And emotionally, someone may have already been checked out. You know, I can definitely say emotionally, you've been checked out for a while. This is another 5. So this is like, you have 3 5s. You have massive, massive changes in your life going on. And Pisces, so many of you are having such a hard time because a lot of you, like I said in the beginning, are like, wait a second, I know that I did not choose this for my life. And others of you are like, yeah, you did, but now I have, you know, I have to find I have to find myself again. I have to go back to a place of like, what is it that I want? What do I want to do? How do I want to live? And it is all under the same umbrella of health, because it is about what you're choosing as you proceed in this new life, in a life that you may not have thought you chose, but you have chose, and in the lives of maybe many other dimensions that you are living proof that, some of the choices that you already made, you're living out in other dimensions. So there's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack. I mean, this just alone is a lot to unpack. Your next 5 to 9 months, I'd say the year, your next year, your whole life is completely gonna be different. Some things you're not proud of that you made choices to be, to do, to be with, to do with, to experience with. Some of you will definitely find yourselves definitely relocating, or you're having some maybe fixer-upper issues in your home before you can move. So a lot of you are moving out, moving on, and laying a new foundation for your life. But in light of all of that, you still need to uphold the energy that needs to be before you, like, it's like if you're going to sell a house, you need to keep your house in order. Everything has to work, upon inspection, something like that, right? So then you can start, right? There's the 10. So maybe within the next 10 months, things will change. Things will become more solidified. Plans will be, you'll be able to see, right? You'll be able to see and get a glimpse more as time goes on of the plan, of God's plan. Phoenix rising, exactly. Absolutely. And that's what it's going to feel like. For some who know what I'm talking about, definitely going through the dark night of the soul and the Phoenix rising. Some of you live in Phoenix, or you're hoping to live or go to Phoenix. See, this is what you're letting go of. And these are all, I'm going to say it, I'm not saying it's you, I'm saying it could be those 5 of wands that came through first with the 5, this whole thing right here. Hold on. These 3 cards could be the terrain of how we listen to others and not to our own advice, but we want to control it nonetheless. How outcomes, I had a hard, right? How maybe you don't speak up when you know you should. How you do and you are, a Pisces is the best escape artist. You may think it's air signs, which they are too, but your escape has caught up with you, for some of you, and must take hands off wheel and allow spirit to show you the way, and not be so in control. And or who's controlling. We got to let go of the people, places, and things that have been those thorns in our side that we listen to. We listen to others, and then you regret it. You make choices to listen to others whether it's your kids, your older kids, your spouse, your loved one, a loved one or loved ones. You listen to everyone else but your own advice sometimes. And that is going to be part of your so-called change 555. Hello. Massive changes in your life. You're not going to even recognize yourself for a while. And that is what happens, because everything that changes, and you may just say to yourself, well, I would never have chosen this for me, but yeah, you did. Look at, oh my God. I'm telling you. So you're really emotionally checked out. And that's probably why you need an extra glass of wine every so often. Emotionally checked out. Because these 3 5s are so heavy on your heart. Even though you know, it still doesn't matter. If you're with another water sign, same thing. This is like you're not together. Whatever, they're in your life or they're not in your life is not the issue. The issue is how did I pick this? So Spirit's saying you need to raise your hands and to Spirit and say, hey, listen, I surrender. Not, hey, listen, that's controlling, sorry. That kind of thing. That's what's happening. I surrender. Show me the way. And that's not easy for some Pisceans, because some of you do like that. You like to know, you like to control. And definitely for some of you, if it is, you left a job, or you left, you retired, or whatever it is, you're going to feel very unhinged with your finances. So the finances are going to be an issue at some point too. That too changes, right? You change jobs, you get a new job, it's not as much, it may not pay as much, or you're retiring and you're now living off of, the land. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So things are, wow. These people that are around you, some of you already know this, because you do, with the Justice and the High Priestess. Oh, I'm going to tell you right now, you definitely know that some of these people, either that you've left or remain, are toxic. And you know it. So let's put that over there. So these people are argumentative, are controlling, are telling you what to do. And I'm telling you, this Phoenix rising is only going to turn around. Hold on. Is only going to turn around when you take control, in the sense of leaving behind everyone that has tried to put one over on you. Taking your money, using it for drugs, whatever. These people are toxic. The devil came out. This Phoenix rising turns around when you're ready to say goodbye to the way that you have been dealing with these people. children. I've been talking to Pisces about, people wanting, to hang on your coattails for way too long. And people, I mean, loved ones, family members, children, older children that live with you, right? Family members, close friends, it's like everyone wants Pisces to be the one to resolve. And you're like, I'm unhinged. I don't even recognize myself anymore. So you're in between the spaces of extracting yourself from those people that have played you and told you, oh, I need this for that, and I need this for that. And then you will rise above it. But you're going through it right now. Without question, you're going through it. You're like, how did I choose this? How did I end up in this situation? You're not apologetic about it, or they aren't. But they're trying to control. And you have to take, Pisces, I love you guys, but you have to take accountability and responsibility for what part you play in this. Even though you're saying to yourself, I certainly did not choose this. If I'm not mistaken, in your November read, it came out clear that you were like so proud. We are proud that Pisces stuck up for themselves and said, no more handouts. So we relapse. And that relapse is just it's just to clarify what you're going through. It's just to help you identify how much maybe more work we need to look at. Because health is wealth. So if your health has been not up to par because of financial reasons and people like, always wanting a handout, the only way that this is going to turn around for you, which it will, is you need to start saying no. And that's why the Seven of Swords is there. You need to say no to all those people, Pisces, that have clearly taken advantage of you. And some of you have let them. And that's why you're like, wait a second. There's no way I would have chosen that. And it's like, yeah, you would, because you did. And in other dimensions, maybe that's happening. Maybe you are in various dimensions, kind of clearing it out. Let me get one card on the Phoenix. I really want to get a card on this. The Devil is showing you with the Seven of Swords that you need to stand up for yourself. And people have been trying to pull the wool over your eyes, and you've let them, for some of you. And for those of you who haven't let them, you're no longer going to take any more shit. Okay? So, let's look. The Phoenix was reversed, and now it's like, go ahead. Now we're ready. So let me just get one card on that for Pisces. And that's the hardest part. It's the hardest part. It's saying goodbye to everything that has become very familiar. People, places, and things. Attitudes. Control. toxicity, hanging on your coattails, the lies, the deception, and even the physical loss. If I feel like you have suffered, for a few of you, a small percentage of you might have suffered the loss of a spouse and or someone in your family. So these are all of the losses that you have had to go through, all the wake-up calls. All of this is bringing you to a place where you can heal and not be triggered, where you can take others' opinions but not follow their lead, where you have a say and a rightful place to listen to others' opinions but choose your own path. I mean, sometimes you really do have to think, Pisces, who sometimes holds the puppet strings and makes, and they don't make you do things, but you allow it to happen because your heart is so big. People are magnets to the toxicity. Is a magnet to a Pisces who's very emphatic. And they're going to try to control. Absolutely. They're going to lie, steal, whatever, just to get their way, because they know that you have been in the past very, agreeable. Even if you've been argumentative, it hasn't been taken seriously. And now it is. So that's why this Tower, the Three of Swords reversed, the Seven of Swords, the Devil, all of these are wake-up calls for you to get back to your own life. To a life and to awaken to a new life. Whether or not you realize these things have all been predestined. So, there's the completion of everything that you're walking away from. Jobs, people, toxic people, behaviors, everything, that Tower, everything. That's the completion. You've come full circle. And you know that. This, of course, being the end of the year, also solidifies the completion, whereby we must focus on what really matters to us now. Some of you do use crystals, or you're learning about crystals. Amethyst opens up the crown chakra, so this could definitely speak, and that's why I picked this one card for the Phoenix Rising, is because you're healing. You're definitely going through a massive healing from the completion of all this stuff that you've had to endure. And I'm going to say it longer than 5 years, but let's just say 5. 5 to up to at least 15, if not longer. Okay, so we close out this massive, massive cycle only to focus on what knowledge we've acquired, attained. This is why we have, the amethyst is here. That's our crown chakra. So that's when the Phoenix Rising, when the expansion of your consciousness happens, we let go and start over. But starting over is very different now, with passion. We do what we want with passion. We feel very passionate about our lives. Spirit's saying for some of you, your passion kind of like just was taken out of your life with all of these endings and or what you've had to endure. The toxicity, you know? Some of you do feel like you went literally to the depths of hell, not a place, but the depths of hell in terms of completing at least 3 main completions in your life. End of a job, end of a relationship, end of an old life into a new life. And that's what you're going through. And this will clear out for some of you. It will bring you back to great health and much wealth. Not saying you don't have savings, you do. You have 9 of Pentacles is definite savings. You just, right now, for some of you, you do want to save whatever you do have so that you don't have to worry about it. And I think at this point, it's not about it's not about your wealth, it's about your health. Definitely. Okay. I wanted to get a really well-rounded read for you because for some reason I uploaded November's, oh my God, that's right. Well, October's was the same. You've been dealing with a similar thread for the last at least 6 months, if not longer. And that thread was needing to stick up for yourself and to not allow others to take advantage of the Piscean, as well as not to listen to others. Everything in this read is what you've been dealing with for the last really, truly year. And like I said, longer for others. And any completion one completion is massive, but you've got three fives. So that's huge completion. 3 5s is 15, which is a 6, which comes into what is happening. Your spirit is reconfiguring and rebalancing your life out from every aspect. I'm going to take 2. This one's talking to me. Okay. Your Bible verses are Proverbs 19:11. A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. See? And that's what you're dealing with. You are dealing with those toxic people who are and have been that thorn in your side. Very offensive. And you have, for some of you, Psalm 97:11. Light shines on, which is the passion, light shines, and you had the sun card. So don't forget, light shines on the righteous. I digress. Wait, hold on. You did not have the sun card. I digress. It was the moon in the High Priestess. Okay, I digress. It's the moon. Sorry. So I am talking to the energy of the feminine. Obviously, the Empress reverse. Okay. Light shines on the righteous and joy on the upright in heart. Psalm 97:11. So you have taken, they're trying to I want to be clear, which is crystal clear. I want to be crystal clear that your light will shine bright once you get through all of this change, which is an identity, a new identity. a time to say, I'm done. I'm no longer going to I'm no longer going to allow people to take advantage of me. I'm going to put my boundaries up. And however long that takes you, you're going to do it. But it has to come with crystal clear vision, focus, knowing that that's what's going to bring you kind of really back to life, right? Some of you have been so down and out that it's been very difficult to get back up, and pick up the pieces, And like I said in the beginning of this read, Pisces, because you've suffered some major losses, your world has been turned upside down. The changes that you're going to be going through right now is going to bring back that passion for life again. I feel like you did, and you have lost a lot of your passion for life. And that's what happens when mankind, doesn't just mean Pisces, but mankind tends to, we tend to get into our toxic behaviors, right? Spending too much, drinking too much, letting people, giving too much, letting people take advantage of us. And that's what happens, because you get to a point where you're like, shit, I've given myself time and time again, and I'm still getting, I'm still having this sadness and these endings in my life. When's it going to end? And that's where we're at right here. And it couldn't come at a better time, for sure, because this mentally, your health, it's mental, emotional, spiritual, financial. Every aspect of your health is changing. That's mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, so that you can become whole again. I think there's, Pisces, little fragments of you got lost along the way, and now we're picking up the pieces. Okay? And I did want to give you a longer reading, because I believe that's what I was going to say, that November's read screwed up and was not uploaded in its entirety. And I don't feel that it was there, but it wasn't seen. So I just wanted to make sure that this month I gave you a longer read. And it does happen to really tie in with the last at least year read for you guys. So I love you guys so much. I am, as much as the door to your next chosen, fated path and on your journey is changing without a doubt. Not only am I here for you, but I also want you to find somewhere along all of what you have been through, as if you can, find these things, blessings in disguise. We say it all the time. Oh yeah, that was a blessing, but do you really feel it? I feel like at the end of the year, you're going to be like, this was a blessing in disguise. As difficult as what you've had to go through. Again, if I find that movie that I'm talking about in your read, I will plug that in the comments below. Okay. Have a wonderful holiday, and I'm here for you. I love you guys. Take care.